These are some of the destinations that we'll be going to today. We're actually going to be driving to these destinations and then hiking around them when we get to them. This is another one of the gyms that we'll see on our drive today. This is another one of our destinations today as we drive around this plateau. We'll be on top of this plateau in the Arizona Strip in northern Arizona. The top of the plateau is deep sand. You'll need four-wheel drive in most of the locations, and in some of the locations, even four-wheel drive, you'll get stuck. In fact, the further east you move on the plateau, the worse the sand, the worse the roads are. We had 3 different locations on this trip where we couldn't even take the truck down the road. The holes were too deep. What's cool about this plateau is you don't know what you're going to find. It's kind of cool. You come across these unusual outcroppings and you run over and explore and discover them. It's a great trip up here. I've been to a number of these rock configurations in the past 12 years, but this is the first time that I've been to this formation. It's kind of cool. The other thing you have to be careful of is I got a map to go up on top of here 10 or 11 years ago. And the roads on the map are really well labeled, but they don't match all of the signs that are on the roads on top. In fact, I found that most of the roads that run east and west match pretty closely, but anything that runs north and south, they don't match well on the map at all. So you got to be really careful, keep your bearings. I'd try to stay off the top at night unless you're sleeping up there. Even though each one of these rock formations is similar in shape, they're so unique in their patterns. I'll pan around and zoom in on a couple of these so you can see the differences. This is another one of our destinations as you're driving on top of the plateau. It's a great place to stop and walk around for 10 or 15 minutes and see some of the unique formations on these mounds of brain rock. My nephews affectionately call this womb rock. From this high point in the middle of this formation, I can pan around, you can see the whole thing. It's just a small formation on another one of our stops on top of this plateau. As we drive on top of this plateau from major destination to major destination, there's also unique formations all along the way. Here's a few of them. This is one of the destinations we're going to today. It's beautiful here. It's a lot of brain rock, all kinds of configurations that are very interesting looking. It's a lot of fun to wander throughout this destination in the Arizona Strip. Although there's multiple formations all on top of this plateau, the largest and most well known is this formation. I'll take a number of videos of this formation because you can spend a half a day here. This place is just incredible to look at, whether you're looking up close at some of these configurations and patterns, or whether you're looking from a distance. You get two completely different perspectives and different kinds of beauty when you do that. It's kind of cool. This mountain contains even more configurations, but we didn't go over and visit it today. We're on the way to this arch. We're not going to hike over to the arch, but we got some great shots zooming in on the arch. As we're driving on the plateau, you can see that hole in that mountain behind us. I'll take a close-up of it. Another gem on this drive that we're going on today. It's mostly sagebrush on top of this plateau, but we came around the corner and dropped into this little sink, and we're surprised by this whole field of flowers blooming. Kind of cool. These prickly pear blossoms were in full bloom in a couple of sections we drove through as well. We went to see an old homestead at the end of one of the canyons. I'll show you a view of the homestead and the little lake they dammed up for water. This is the northern end of the plateau, so we hiked up to the top of this rock to see what kind of a view we could get. There's several outcroppings up here that I've been to in the past that are really cool. We didn't make it to those outcroppings today. In fact, believe it or not, there's a stand of ponderosa pines at one of the rock formations that I've been to. Not exactly what I expected on top of this plateau. This is another little basin that we found on the map. We headed down into it. All the formations again are very similar, but unique compared to the other formations on the top of the plateau. We're at another one of our destinations up on the plateau. We've just driven into this destination. Again, a lot of really unique rock configurations, formations, colorations. Great place to visit as you explore and discover all the gems on this plateau in the Arizona Strip. This is an old ruin on top of the plateau. You can see the walls as I walk right down the center between the two walls. This was actually an archaeological dig site, so you got markers and things all around here, a few plaques, and a number of pottery shards on different stones that people have laid out. Kind of cool.